Hi BookTube, it's Amy. I'm back with another reading from A Garden Diary by Emily Lawless. Today I'm reading the entry for September the 6th, 1899. We often say to one another that it is impossible that we can have been only 2.5 years in possession here, so greatly has the scene changed in that time. Those 2.5 years have done the work of many, or so it appears to us in our innocent vanity. Where I am now sitting, 3 years ago stacks of raw planking rose out of the trampled briars and bluebells. The house stood roofed, but the inside was horrible. The reign of the hammerer had spread to every creature with ears. Even in my own little nursery garden, chosen in the first instance as the most remote spot, the sound of it went far to extinguish the nightingales. Now quietude and a sense of comparative settlement has stolen over the scene. Indoors, when the windows are open, the birds have it all their own way. Outdoors, there is still much to be done and much to be harmonized and regulated, but the first sense of newness and desecration has, I think, wholly passed away. This then seems to be an appropriate moment for inaugurating a sort of running commentary upon the garden and its surroundings, setting forth what the shade has already done and what the shade has still to do, what we possess in the way of plants and what we still visibly lack, laying bare above all our failures and blunderings in the clearest of colours, with an eye, it is to be hoped, to their rectification. Such a record, honestly kept, must be a highly improving one to look back upon. A man's proper shortcomings, writ out fair in black and white, should contain very edifying reading for the man himself, whatever it might be for anyone else. The worst is that, like other amended sinners, we may come to burn in time with the zeal of the missionary. Not content with our own private flagellations and exhortations, we may sigh to extort and flagellate others. Hence, doubtless, that vast and increasing host of garden books which so greatly decorate our bookshelves. Yet after all, a garden is a world in miniature, and like the world has a claim to be represented by many minds, surveying it from many sides. If it takes all sorts to make a world, it must take a good many varieties of gardeners to exhaust the subject of gardening. Assuming the said gardener to be of the right sort, naturally we accept his exhortations, thankfully. Assuming him even not to be quite of the right sort, a mere harmless fumbler and bungler, still 'twere rash to assume that he can teach us nothing. Just as every garden, every real garden, owned by its owner, provides lessons for other garden owners, so even the written equivalent of such gardens, as long as they are genuine ones, not bits of confectionery tossed up to look pretty on tables, may claim the same praise. So frequently has this of late been brought home to me by experience, that, give me only a writer who has faithfully toiled with his own spade, her own trowel, and I am ready to accept a new book at his or her hands every week of the year. And that is the end of the entry. So, whatever this diary may be, she feels there will be some value in it. And I think I'm already seeing value because I've quite enjoyed these 3 or so entries that I've read here so far. And I will certainly return with the next entry for September the 8th, 1899. And I do apologize for the gap in the postings here. I had to go off down to the States for about a week as my grandfather had passed, and so understandably there were no videos over the course of that week. But that's all for today, and I'll be back soon with more of Emily Lawless's Garden Diary.